Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam.
Dr. David Frawley Mahashayah Yogayurveda Vedanta Tantra Sannibhanam Gabhir Shastranam Marma Swakiya Gambhir Gira Shashakt Lekhanya cha Abhivyakti Kurvanah Asyaha Shatabdyaha Murdhanya Prachya Vidya Visharadeshu Manishishu Anyatamo Vartate. American Institute of Vedic Studies इत्यस्याः संस्थायाः संस्थापकः डॉक्टर डेविड फ्रॉली वर्यः पंचदशोत्तर द्विसहस्रतमे वर्षे विश्वमञ्चे प्राच्यविद्याप्रसारभूतस्वीयाद्भुत योगदानार्थं भारतस्य राष्ट्रपतिना पद्मभूषणाख्येन प्रतिष्ठितपुरस्कारेण सम्मानितोऽप्यभूत्.
One of the most acclaimed Vedic scholar of the day, Dr. David Frawley, is an Indian in an American body. Dr. Frawley, namaskar.
Namaskar.
We are honored to have you on DD News. We would like to know more about your first encounter with Indian philosophy and who inspired you to explore Sanskrit scriptures.
Yes. Well, fortunately, I came into contact with the Vedic philosophy, Vedanta Yoga, at a young age. About the time I was moving towards college, examining the different philosophies of the world, those of Europe, even those of Christianity, and then the other world religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism. But it was the Vedanta that made the greatest sense to me, particularly the karma theory, rebirth, moksha, self-realization, and coming into contact with some of the great gurus from India who had already had an influence in the Western world and in the United States. Was in the late 60s and early 70s, starting with people like Paramahansa Yogananda, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. But I had a more specific interest in some of the teachings of the Vedanta, Advaita through Ramana Maharshi, and then also the teachings of Sri Aurobindo and Anandamayi. So the teachings of these great gurus and the lives of these great gurus connected with the great Vedantic teachings and the practice of yoga meditation brought me into a deep appreciation of the Vedantic teachings and of their importance for each person as part of this way of universal understanding, self-realization.
Dr. Frawley, there is a lineage of great masters in India who considered that the basic tenets of the Holy Bible and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita are the same. Paramahansa Yoganand and his guru Swami Sri Yukteswar Giriji have written a lot on this inherent unity. What are your views?
Well, my view is that this inherent unity is only at a very deep level. I was raised as a Christian or a Catholic and I saw nothing of it. There was nothing of yoga, Vedanta, meditation, self-realization, karma, rebirth that we were taught at all. In fact, to find these teachings, you would have to go more to the mystical view and the way of the mystics rather than to the Orthodox churches and what is being taught at an outer level. So I found that to really discover these teachings at a practical level, one had to go to the Gita, Upanishads, and Vedas. One could look at certain biblical passages in an intuitive way, but they did not provide the same degree of practical instruction and living lineages and ways of self-realization, although there were certain echoes and reflections of these teachings in the scriptures, other scriptures of the world as well.
Dr. Frawley, I must ask you, according to you, what is the Vedantic universal principles that holds religions together?
Well, here I must also look at things a little differently. Religions are as different as any aspect of human life, whether it's law, whether it's art, whether it's medicine. We have many native traditions throughout the world, traditions of indigenous people. We also have major organized world religions. Tremendous diversity is there at many different levels. It's when we go to the level of inner experience that we find unity rather than at the level of outer names, forms, and institutions. And there, if we go to the deeper religious experience of unity, we move in a direction of the Vedanta, and also regarding all life as sacred, all nature as sacred, and the entire universe is forming a single organism. And we find these views in native traditions, philosophies, some scientists, and elsewhere, so that there is this universal knowledge behind the knowledge that we have. Unfortunately, religion has often distorted or misrepresented that knowledge as well as representing it properly. So it's very important we come back to a level of individual experience to know what that inner truth is, the self of all beings. It's not an outer factor. It doesn't belong to one group or another. It is the inmost consciousness within all beings.
Dr. Frawley, before I wrap up this very special conversation with you, I would like to know what future do you foresee of Vedic culture and Sanskrit as far as their global acceptance is considered?
Yes. Well, we see Vedic knowledge expanding globally. All these Vedic systems, we've mentioned them, Yoga, Ayurveda, Vedanta, Jyotish, Sankhya, Vastu, all these things, being picked up in various ways. At the same time, not everybody knows they're all connected. So it's important to promote that deeper connection. And we're moving into an age of knowledge and information and knowledge-based systems. But what the Vedic knowledge offers is something more than information. Knowledge in the higher sense of the Paravidya, knowledge of Atma, knowledge of the entire universe, science of consciousness, not just simply science of outer things, science of our inner being or Purusha. So in that regard, the Vedic knowledge is at the cutting edge even of physics today. It's at the cutting edge of psychology, and it even transcends what is being taught today. So the Vedic knowledge has greater relevance today and greater global acceptance, and is undergoing a renaissance, and that needs to be given more emphasis. Often we find that the Vedic knowledge is more appreciated outside of India, and that those who appreciate it outside of India are usually among the most educated people and the most forward-looking minds.
Dr. Frawley, thank you very much for your precious time and being with us on DD News.